All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are back, DMG and Jamal. I'm back here with Bobby.
We're back.
Back here for Tuesday night locals. So, let's start a little late in the round here, but we got yellow Bardock versus red Broly. So, interesting matchup. Haven't seen yellow Bardock in a while. Fortunately, we're getting here at turn 2, but I'm sure not much has happened. Looks like turn 1 he set up the Z extra, or turn 2 he's setting up playing the Z extra. He just looks like he set up that Z energy to be able to play it, and then the Z extra plays the Unison in rest mode. Unison plays one drop from hand, which then triggers her own effect, so you get to draw for the leader, get the top search, and you get the draw off the Unison.
Yeah, yellow Bardock's still a really strong deck. Draws a lot of cards. Has always kind of had the issue of can it finish a game? But we'll see.
Right.
The new ape, obviously, it's not new, I guess, anymore. But the Fightful Great Ape TP, really strong in the deck, obviously. And so is the Bardock Floodgate. It's a generic yellow card, but even better in the deck. So. See what the SDR of choice is. I'd assume SS4 Gogeta, but maybe we'll get a little Piccolo Gohan action here.
It is interesting that Great Ape that you just referenced that it got might be pretty good in this matchup, right? Being able to negate skills, ignoring barrier. So being able to kind of deal with those threats turn over turn instead of having to wait for them to bridge. The real question is how much can he do to stop the aggression that Broly has on its turn? Nimbus obviously will come in clutch. Good, well-timed Nimbus will do a lot of work.
Yeah, but if you can handle barrier effectively, you can probably handle Broly, right? So,
right.
Yellow should be able to do that.
So we see here he plays the 4-drop. 4-drop basically, when it's rested, it'll restand and it can play a 1-drop from your drop. So he'll play the 1-drop from his drop, get his top 5 search for saying Bardock's crew or the Unison. Gets the Unison, tucks it right away just for an extra marker. See him right away, just comboing. Gets the block, just gets the combo, gets his Z energy. See how much more he wants to do on his turn. Yeah, it seems like he just passes here and team cracking market here for the counterplay Bardock. Borgos. Thing being played is 7 or less. Switch it to rest, or 1 play, switch something 7 or less. It's an auto, but with the leader, because you play I'm saying Bojack a lot. I'm sorry. A Bardock's crew, you get to draw a card. So.
Yeah, once per turn, and that's on both turns. So. Yeah. The leader that was a little bit ahead of its time, right? Drawing on both turns.
For sure. U7 might see a lot of play this format. I think it can deal with Broly's barrier stuff. Yeah, potentially. The question is, can it deal with the rest of the format, right? We still don't know how much of the share of the meta Broly will take. Yeah, I think it'll be played, but how prevalent will it really be, other than just being another red deck?
Yeah, this whole format might just be fictitious with lack of events, right?
Right.
I guess we'll see. Do we have one more national championship? Do we have? I think there's one more European one that might not have happened yet. Is that the French one?
I believe that's the French one. Yeah.
So we'd have to see one real set 29, and I think there is an event at the event in Las Vegas on Valentine's Day at the TCG Fest. I'm not sure if they're doing that like they did Orlando for us, where they just threw us in a storage closet and had side events, or if they're doing a real regional for that. But hopefully they'll do the regional treatment.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it's an all-out affair. Yeah, agree. So Yellow gets his turn back, bridges the turn. Him being able to rush that 7-drop, obviously it looked like the Bio Broly player was going to try to make the Broly player was going to try to make a Bio Broly play, but just taking him off of that just significantly slowed his turn down. So we'll see that play another 1-drop. This guy's good. Pitcher Bardock crew, draw 2. He's kind of in the races now. He's going to be able to draw for leader, just draw a bunch. Or draw for unison. When he plays something, he draws off a leader. So he's just going to draw a lot of cards per turn.
Did the Broly player choose not to give that 7-drop barrier, or did he clear it through barrier?
He rested it, and I think he just opted to just not give it the extra cards because there was no point.
Well,
yeah, I guess give it barrier so maybe it bridges a turn, but
make your opponent, clear it.
No.
The ape though, that TP ape would come down, and the deck does a very efficient job of clearing things in rest mode already, so it definitely would have been cleared most likely. So we see this Broly player setting up explosive dance early. Bardock does generate Z energy very efficiently, so
it does, but they're not very high in power. A lot of the times it's just your 1-drops. Occasionally you might get the 8-drop in there or something, but it's really something you want to keep in your hand.
This Bardock's True deck was one that I thought of when they spoiled that Frieza Formidable Power, the 3-cost Z Unison. That came out this set. It does not seem to have a home in any of the decks, really. It just seems like a generic yellow card, and this is definitely a deck that could play that from the Z deck. If you're not familiar, it's in Power Yellow too. It's a 3-drop Z Unison. And it has an auto if it's played with 4 or more markers on it. When it's played, choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barriers, switch them to rest mode, and they can't switch to active mode until the end of your opponent's turn. So that's just on play. Yeah, and then it has a plus or minus 0 as a draw card, and it has a -1 activate battle to give itself 10,000 power and double. So pretty strong effect.
Yeah. Especially with the Gene, right? If it bridges, you get markers on it anyway. And you're just trading on draw for a draw. And a little bit more pressure. Definitely value there.
Yep, so our Bardock player passed here with 3 open, so this would signal to me maybe send counterplay or...
Well, he's Zamasu Unison here to take him off the leader swing. Use Zamasu super combo, take him off the leader swing, so he doesn't get to get his pitch 1, draw 2.
Did he forget to charge?
Yeah, he forgot to charge, but his opponent let him rectify that.
That was kind. All right, so this is the SR. Yeah. I mean,
I guess I'll take it.
Yeah. This is a great proxy. It looks like if somebody was a really big Broly fan and had a wallet-sized picture of Broly in their billfold. This
Sublet, is that you?
How this became the proxy, I don't know. There's lots of better images now, but hey, appreciate the effort.
Look, man, at this point, it's better than a piece of paper and Broly written on it, you know?
Yeah, if
So
that is the bar, this is a little better. You're right.
and then we see the release from Evil here. Ironically, releasing Broly from Evil, which then turns off his ability to remove all the cards under it and get the dual attack or even clear the board or really any value. So
Yep, so it looks like he is popping the Z extra. It's an activate battle, activate main / battle to remove that card from the game. Add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, and then you reduce the Z Awakened skill cost of the Z leader for the deck by 1 specific yellow. So it makes the Z leader free. You do have to be at 3 or less life, so I assume he is, but
it's hard
a little bit hard to tell. Yeah.
Seeing him going right into the Z leader in general, just because now instead of on play of a Bardock Scree draws a card, whenever he combos with a Bardock Scree draws a card. So, and he's also a 20k double strike leader. This also gives him access to the cooler negate. If you have a Z leader, you can negate for free. So just wanting to get to the other side a little bit faster.
Yeah, it also has a battle for each Bardock's crew with a different character name in your Z energy. It gets plus 3,000 power for the battle. So it could be a pretty large leader swing, and that's, typically against red, they're going to negate a battle card with explosive dance. I mean, if you swing with leader and they get to negate your leader swing, that's a bonus. But typically you want to bait out the dance with a battle card, and then your leader swing likely goes through. In this situation, it might get token negated since it's double strike, but
right. So he's setting up another direct combat Bardock. Again, lets him replay 1 drop from his drop. If it's rested, and once it's rested, it'll switch itself back to active. It also has an effect that it can rest something, and if it does, it can negate the skills of one of your opponent's battle cards, not ignoring barrier.
We see the dance again.
Again, he has the energy, but not a lot of power in that Z energy. You see a bunch of 1 drop. Actually, just see the 4 1 drops in general. Which now having a Z leader at 20k plus that activate battle, he still can get somewhat of an impactful swing here. If this doesn't get to connect or go through, I should say.
Yeah, that 4 drop Broly we see in the Broly player's drop is a great tool for stopping, the 1 tall swing. You get a lot of combo power out of that. We'll see if that's where the Bardock player just reading he's counting out how many different names he's got.
Yep. No combo with the 1 drop right away. Draw a card. So basically, he's swinging at plus 1,200 with 4 names.
This is an interesting kind of matchup between these decks, and there's the Broly, like I had mentioned. Because Bardock's crew is not very linear, right? You have a lot of different play lines. You got a lot of different paths you can go down. Broly is very linear, right? You're basically playing 1 bomb a turn. Maybe you play the 7 drop into the Bio Broly, and that's your turn. But he gets out of that with just the 4 drop and a super.
We can't really tell what his life is, which is the issue. We're assuming he's at 3 for him to be able to have Awaken.
So we see that the Z Gohan coming down for the Bardock's crew player. That came out in the last set. Very strong
Funny.
card. Energy yellow double striker.
Right, very, very strong. It's funny. They do said Broly's worst matchup is yellow, just with all the Nimbus. And like you said, they go tall, right? But it's tall and on the same thing. And if a battle card's swinging, it's a lot of their pressure, or if not all of it. And Nimbus does a good job at turning that off. And also the release from evil, right? Kind of forces you as a Broly player to have to use your skills right away if possible.
Yeah, a lot of tools, like even, some decks are going to struggle to remove these barrier Brolys efficiently, but yellow in the Z deck, and we see the Flying Nimbus come down to floodgate him. But the Dohan in the Z deck comes down, and when it's played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons, ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode, and it can't switch to active mode until the end of your opponent's turn. So you don't even really have to remove it. You just get to pin it down. So a good answer.
We are trying to get verification that the Bardock player is at 3 life. I mean, a simple solution is to just take that life, because the Z extra would have allowed him to take the life anyway. But
all right, so here we have the Broly player playing the SPR.
Panda, you at 3 life? How many lives you at? Okay, we couldn't see it because the phone is on the way. That's why. All right, thank you.
There you go. Quality of life update. So just making sure.
That issue. He was good, yeah. So that's 6-drop Broly. That's an interesting play from the old deck, just in case you're unfamiliar. It's a deflect double strike 35k. If your opponent has 3 or more energy and you have 5 or more red extra cards in your drop, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3. So it would cost 3. I'm assuming the Broly player has met the conditions. I think that's sometimes you got to be careful because you have extra cards underneath your Broly, and then in the drop you might not meet the requirements. So you got to be careful on that. But it has an auto once per turn, and this is kind of like the Kefla multicolor that we've seen. Choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. When you activate the activate battle skill on a red extra card with an original energy cost of 3 or more in your hand or drop area, switch this card to active mode. And if the card you discarded with the skill is a copy of itself, draw 2 cards, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons, ignoring barrier, and subtract 35,000 power for the turn. So there is synergy in this deck. Oh, and now he's going.
Yeah, he upgraded.
Oh, all right. This is cool. So the old school Broly SCR. It has been a while since I've seen, not since people were going around with that Exodia Gogeta deck, that I've seen that one be played. I'm going to pull it up so I get it right, so I can read it to everybody. So Broly the Great Destroyer, SS4 Broly the Great Destroyer. It has an activate main. It's barrier and double strike. It has an activate main. Choose 1 mono red Saiyan card with an original power of 35,000 in your battle area and place in its owner's drop. So that's 6-drop method conditions. Play this card from your hand, then choose up to 1 of your mono red leader cards, and it gets plus 10,000 power until the start of your next turn. So a double bean effect there, which is pretty good against Bardock's crew, which does swing. It goes wide, but not very tall.
Well, we see it. He did the shotgun. I'm sorry, he just shotgunned them out. Demonic playtime on the leader, and
Yellow didn't have.
That was it.
Didn't have the combo.
He did not have the combo, or he just grabbed the life. I guess he had 3 super combos in hand, and he still had the double strike swing, I believe, despite being under Nimbus with the.
Well, this would have been, if I could have read faster, if I had a little bit better fluency here. All the permanent on that SCR says all cards in your opponent's leader area, battle area, and combo area get minus 5,000 power / combo power. So all of the combo power in the Bardock's crew hand is the 0, right? Only the 10Ks have 5K combo power, so it's very hard to combo out of tall swing in that scenario.
Yeah.
So pretty cool that's how it went down. You assume people are playing a new one, but the old one's still very, very powerful. So that was neat to see. I'm sure that was a shock to the Bardock's crew player, not expecting. Not expecting that.
Definitely just kind of lined up his own Exodia win there, right? Had the demonic playtime, the SDR, the 6-drop, kind of everything he needed to kind of just push the game there.
Well, that was neat.
It was neat. I guess we'll send you guys to the Be Right Back screen. We'll be back for the next round. Can't make promises on commentary for the entire event, but we'll do our best to give it to you as much as possible. So,
Or free.
Yep. 3,
We'll get a studio eventually.
2, 1.
We're back.
We're back. Hello, guys. Welcome back to round 2 of DMG's Locals. I got a nice little surprise. I'm here with Bobby.
Hey, guys.
And another commentator here with Max.
What's going on, team? How we all doing tonight?
Cool. So today we got Evan U7 on stream. I don't know the last time we've ever.
I'm sorry, Maul. Apologies. Can I introduce these two gentlemen?
Yes, please.
Fantastic. I didn't want to cut him off like that and be rude, but we have the Evan U7. I had to introduce him because recently we've kind of sort of bonded, but also he's the inspiration of one of my close friends, Lorenzo. So I really wanted to be here for that, to make him jealous that me and Evan are buddies right now. And then we have the young Poe Patty playing Broly against U7 Goku. I made a small joke earlier that what a time to only have multiple Awakenings at one, because I'm not really sure what other good bear removal we have against this red deck in this deck. But I guess we'll find out.
Monkey, 8-drop Monkey being able to rest and ignore barrier skills.
It's true. That is true. But it takes a lot of stringing together though, versus just having that one card that says, "All right, we're done here." Kind of like a Cumber, or whatever. Any other bear removal that other colors have as well.
Right. I don't know if Alan is here, but Alan was actually saying he thinks that U7 would have a big resurgence against Broly, so we get to see if that's true or not, which is actually exciting. So.
That's fair. Yellow does have a lot of good tools against what this deck can technically do, with like time magics and Mutaitos and whatnot, just stopping whatever's coming into play, which is super huge.
And I might be biased, but I don't understand why you'd ever play yellow when you can play Tefla and have dimension magic in your yellow deck. So, just don't have the promos, I guess.
They are scarce.
Yeah, most of the things that yellow can do.
Yeah, as we found out during the year while we were trying to collect those promos for nationals, I'm pretty sure we came to the conclusion that people were using them as coasters when they first came out for Dragon Ball 5-6 years ago, and they're all just in the garbage, and we don't know, and there's none left.
They're very rare, very difficult to find. Hopefully they'll get a reprint. That seems like, unless Petrillo just wins Worlds and gets the deck banned.
Foil reprints, then ban it after Bandai gets their money. Makes sense.
So we got Evan doing U7 things. And we've got Patty here playing Red Broly. Playing the Paragus 1-drop. I have not seen that in a lot of lists. It seems like people are just doing Jaguar Island on turn 1 and relying on the 3-drop Brolys on turn 2. But, you know, it's Z energy.
True. Is Jamal here?
I hope so. Great guy.
Yes, I'm here. What's up?
I'm just curious about your take on this potential matchup. I know you only haven't played against Broly that much, but I know you've been an avid U7 player for quite some time, to be honest with you. You even got second place with it once in a regional against, I believe it was Robert Rizzi. So I was curious on your perspective on how this, game might actually go. I mean, end of the day, a red deck is a red deck against a yellow deck, but as strong as Broly is, but I'm not sure if you think U7 is actually favored, as we kind of mentioned earlier, and I just wanted to hear your viewpoint on it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I do think yellow tends to be favored against red for the most part. And I do think one very important card in this matchup will be the Nimbus. Broly goes tall, and it's a lot of Suedo dual attack type of swings, right? Between the dual attack and the restanding and swinging again. And being able to take off those attacks just with a Nimbus alone really lets you kind of map out exactly what's going to happen from your opponent. U7 does a good job at being able to combo. It gets to 25 essentially for free without losing value. So if they're swinging for 30K, you might lose one card from your hand, but it's a fair exchange at that point. And also if he is playing anything like Release from Evil, we know how well that will really, really stun the Broly deck. And then the multiple awakenings, having the barrier removal, and then even more importantly, the 8-drop 8, the TP 8 that we got to see last round in the Bardock's crew deck. It's just really good at being able to remove the barrier so he can kind of deal with the stuff on the board, turn over turn, instead of allowing Broly to bridge the turn with a bigger threat. So to me, I would kind of favor it in the realm of U7 here, but no pun intended. But we also said that yellow's favored against red last round, and the yellow player got shotgunned down by demonic playtime. So
Well, all puns intended. We love dad jokes here. But if you had to pick the best card in this matchup for U7 against Broly, what would that single card be?
probably Nimbus.
Really?
I have a
I
card.
thought that. I'm sorry. I thought Nimbus might be the worst one because these battle cards that Broly plays, they only really play like one a turn that swing maybe twice. I mean, the later game goes, sure, that's a little different, but in the early turns 1 through like maybe even 4, I'm not too sure. It's just one Broly swinging a couple times, maybe one other extra card. Well, I'm sorry, battle card, and then the leader. But maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know.
Well, you can kind of get, yeah. So you get the dual attack, right? But you could kind of negate one of them and then combo out the second. So that's part of the turns mapped out. The real thing is the 8-drop, right? The SR, being able to basically be multiple awakenings and swing 5 times in a turn. That's really where you really want to have that Nimbus kind of turn off those swings. I think that's kind of the most impactful thing and the most fearful thing that Evan will need to watch out for in this matchup is just not allowing him to swing 5 times in a turn with just one card.
Fair enough, fair play. And also, I believe one of our other teammates, Will, is sitting in with us at the moment, if he's still here. Fabulous. Of course, I would never ignore my teammates after getting a text message saying he wants to talk. I did want to ask you a question about this matchup because specifically for you, you've actually been playing this red Broly deck ad nauseam for like the last week or two, even when it came out. So far as to go buy the SLR and max rated this off rip, and I wanted to know, fair. I wanted to know from your perspective what you think the red Broly player needs to do in order to win this matchup, and what you think the best card in this matchup for the red Broly player is, specifically against yellow. Maybe not just U7 specifically, but yellow. That's valid. In this matchup, would you even go as far to potentially just side E-Dance out just because this deck so freely charges, or do you just keep it as like a 1 energy negate maybe? Or is that just kind of a waste and there's very true.
I do think with the dance too, even though they can swing through it, you do force them to get rid of their Z energy, which then makes the multiple awakenings less impactful, right? It can't swing as much if they don't have that Z energy. So that's something. And also, speaking of cards that might be good in this matchup, if Evan sides the yellow Sin or mains it, or whatever his deck list looks like, that it would be really good in this matchup too, right? Because
That's very
right. It's hard for the deck to clear it. So, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say a card you guys haven't mentioned, which I think would be pretty strong against Broly, is the Bardock Heritage of a Legend. Floodgate, because Broly only plays one bomb a turn, there's not a lot of cards to put in the drop in rest mode, right? You have to basically pop your energy to keep swinging.
very true. That is true. That would be an interesting balance against Heritage, especially since we do know, kind of like Will alluded to, that Broly doesn't mind having those cards back in their drop, especially if they're stuck there for some reason. I'm sure putting one battle card in that's probably going to get killed anyway behooves him in order to reset his 6-9 cards that he wants to tuck underneath his Broly's potentially, especially if he's pushing for game. I imagine at that point he's just stacking it all so he can keep getting all those effects over and over again.
I guess also the Janemba, right? The Janemba ignores barrier, and he can rest things ignoring barrier, so Pope can't really fast with something, and that Janemba just will be clutch, right? Because it's a dual attack 15k, so you get a little bit of pressure swing on top of being able to just go that against that go tall strategy, just be able to pop that thing ignoring barrier. So maybe that might really be one of the stronger cards with the Bardock floodgate in this matchup.
Does the Janemba also get a plus 5k bonus when you use the effects of it, or is it just a flat 15k? I can't remember.
I believe it can get, for every extra 1 mana you dump into it, it will gain 5k.
Yeah, we can double check on that one. I know Bobby's the guy with all the information in front of him. If we can double check that real quick, I appreciate you, brother.
The auto is to pay 1 yellow if it's your turn when this card is played, or when a card is switched to rest mode by one of your skills. Choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it, and this card gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. So
that would be pretty good for this matchup for sure. I don't know Evan's list. I don't know if anyone here actually does, but I know a lot of U7 players, especially if you ask Sublet, have kind of moved towards getting away from the Janemba because it just got power crept by the the Goku 8 promo that had come out, and it was just considered better, period.
Well, I know when I played Sublet, he was still playing, and he said he loved the Janemba. I don't know if that changed recently between after that event and up until and after Nats. Just having access to the early pressure for him, that dual attack, he was saying he really liked that, and also just having the 1 mana barrier removal if need be, especially in a deck that does not push out a lot of swings in a situation, right? Normally it's about 1 or 2 per turn between the leader and maybe a redhead or maybe a dual attack with the Vegeta.
For sure.
In this game, just now we had Evan getting kind of what every yellow player wants, negating the leader swing with Nimbus. One thing that we've seen on stream a couple of times in the last week or so with these Red Broly players is the use of Jaguar Island to put 3 cards underneath your leader. I'm not sure if Patty knows that line. You have to really read the cards. When I first read them, I didn't realize you could put 3 cards underneath your leader. I assumed a battle card. But you can put 3 battle cards underneath your leader and swing twice with the leader. So if you swing with a battle card and get Nimbus, your opponent, loses 2 out of hand, and then you can swing twice with your leader and effectively draw 4, pitch 2. And those 3 cards underneath the Broly leader stick the whole game. So it is a downside that you're not going to get them back in the drop, but the plus side is at any point you can just give your leader barrier and dual attack and get those multiple swings. And yellow doesn't have a ton, punishing the leader swing. So
sort of maybe Release from Evil.
Yeah, Released. I'd be curious if Released is in the list. Sometimes, we saw Released in Bardock. We see Released in Iron Broly because they're playing the Unison and can play it for free. This, Evan would have to pay 1 for Released, which might still happen, but.
Well, in a U7 deck that goes late to begin with, I'm not sure they really care about, tapping 1 energy for it, since they'll probably have the extra energy to begin with. That would be my assumption after playing against his deck against Jamal 1,000 times and seeing 1,000 energy on the other side of the table and tapped, usually 9 times out of 10. But,
we know Release from Evil is good. So
yeah, for sure. But I did have one other question really quick before we continue with any other topics. The one thing on the table, how well do you actually think U7 can handle the Boogeyman card of Red currently, which is the Bio Broly? Because I'm curious as to whether we think it can establish a board efficiently enough to get rid of it, or even just push through and try to get damage across.
Well, with U7, you can play Redhead, that's a body, maybe play a 1-drop or the Janemba if he's playing it, or the Goku, right, the 4-drop Goku, or even the Vegeta. So that's about 2 bodies there. And then you can rest it, Vegeta. And then as long as you can just throw down something else, At that point, you now have the Vegeta that can clear it. So I mean, I think the deck can do a pretty good job at. Well, I guess if it has barrier, it wouldn't rely on the Janemba to be a thing to clear it at that point. But even if it plays the monkey, right, something in conjunction with like monkey into which is barrier to the Goku, which is a barrier thing, it's kind of things you wanted to do on your turn anyway, so you don't feel like you're wasting your turn, and then follow that up with just negate the skills of it with the monkey. Idealistically, that's all that you really have to do is negate the skills with it with the monkey. Just having 2 battle cards on the board.
For sure. But then my other caveat to that, or follow up to that, is there a world where Yellow U7 can even push through the Bio Broly effect? Because a majority of their bodies are fairly small, use around 15k hitters, maybe a 20k like the Vegeta that has dual attack, and the Majin that's showing right now, I believe, is a 25k with Servant. But really, outside of that, what other gas does the deck have? Provided Evan doesn't have to tap down his ape like he just did to ignore an effect and negate something.
You're saying to be able to deal with the bio, or to build up that board, or to
deal damage through the plus effect? Because we've seen other decks push through that Bio Broly effect, as powerful as it is, and still get some damage across, or even just force them to use cards. And I'm not sure I see U7 being able to do that as efficiently as other decks.
Well, you have the Majin Vegeta, which is 25. Racist Frieza here is also 25, and then the monkey's 30. And then keep in mind, just with how the leader functions, right? You're gonna combo on those swings anyway. At least one of those swings. So that's at least plus 10k. So you're easily getting to 35k. And if he does have the Bio Broly with barrier, as long as he can rest it ignoring skills, or has something to rest and then ignore its skills or negate its skills, he'll probably only get about 1 beam for that exchange. So really his leader becomes a 20k. So these 25k swings are still going to be just as impactful. Even a leader swing, right, adding 10k on top of that and going to 25 still requires a super combo and or cards from his opponent. So
fair play.
I do think there is a little bit about a pressure that he could put. The ape just is a really strong card in this matchup to be able to against that Bio Broly specifically.
For sure. And even just being a 30k body is just a big boon to the Yellow period, actually. So
right.
But
I do apologize, Will. Unfortunately, whatever advice you had given for Pope, I do believe you were muted at the time. So it was great advice for us to hear, but unfortunately no one else got to hear it.
Something I said?
At the beginning, yes.
Oops.
What
was it?
It's okay. As long as you don't remember, then that's all that matters. No harm, no foul. But yeah, I mean, we still see Broly is tapped out, and U7 just getting some pressure here with the Racist Freezer, getting that removal, killing the barrier threat, right? Using the monkey resting himself, ignoring the skills of something, ignoring barrier, negating skills of something, ignoring barrier, and then Racist Freezer coming down for the 25k dual attack swing, basically.
Yeah, U7 actually putting on some pretty solid pressure here. I think I remember talking about that with you actually when you were first testing the U7 deck in preparation for potentially playing it in Nats. Like, it doesn't actually just have to be a control deck. You can really just turn your cards sideways if you need to and put on a pretty decent amount of pressure. Obviously, it changed a little bit because we have leaders getting effects of like being 20Ks and 25 or even 30s because of the Bio Broly effect. And obviously the one drop that's really good in this deck that gets plus 15k, but end of the day, I've seen you actually put up at anywhere between 6-7 swings in one turn, and then I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute, I thought I was playing against a control deck, and now all of a sudden it's this weird pseudo aggro deck.
Right. The deck definitely could pull out, and it's got more tools to be able to do that from back then too, right? But you just get so many little things. Like Racist Freezer's 2 swings, right? 8 essentially could be 1 swing. Redhead is another. 4-drop Goku is another swing. Leader Majin Vegeta, if I didn't mention that. You could get a lot of those swings out of nowhere, and that's not even mentioning the dual attack with Janemba, right? It's definitely one of those type of decks where on paper you think, oh, it's just going to be controlling into a late game situation, but it definitely can sneakily put out in a turn, especially the longer the game goes on, a lot of swings in a turn. But we do see her
Just slammed
slamming.
that SCR.
Now
So bail out
that is
SCR.
that is a card, all right. I'm curious to see how U7 deals with this. I see that he has quite a grip. Maybe there's no Z energy. Oh, there's Z energy. He just moved it down, so maybe he has some kind of Bardock effect. But I imagine he would swing through it regardless. So
And now we
hopefully,
get to take a peek at U7's hand too.
yep.
See what's down
Hopefully he
there.
has that release from evil or some kind of time magic. I'm not sure, but here we are.
There's a lot of
Um,
negates and counterattacks that could be.
Well,
pretty
we're gonna see what he has. We're all gonna learn
Yes.
together. So
There's the multiple
right.
awakenings. There's a world where he just takes the multiple awakenings because that's his best card.
Okay. Final Flash is good here. Negate the skill, so it's not a and it ignores barrier, so it's not a triple strike. But I guess he could take that. Then there's the Nimbus, and he does have the Bardock. So you kind of don't want to Bardock this swing because it's still triple. I guess unless you can have the Bardock Final Flash. I would
Yeah,
honestly. So he's going for the Nimbus. Honestly, I think the Final Flash would have been.
Genuinely,
something.
to be fair though, I think that makes sense because even if he does, because he'll swing the Broly, he gets Final Flash. But again, his cards in hand are like plus 10k. Actually, does it still linger if he Final Flashes it?
Yeah, it's a
plus
lingering
5.
effect.
Okay,
Yep,
Then he can still push through and at least get 1 damage across, and then a second damage with the dual attack effect, and put him to 2, or just burn his hand as much as possible. So I can see taking the Flying Nimbus. In my head, I thought maybe you just take the multiple awakenings as that's his best win condition in this kind of deck for U7. It was put to 1 for a reason. Let's be real. Card was incredibly broken, even though now they've given us red multiple awakenings. But this is the world we live in. But we'll see how this plays out for him.
Yeah, does Final Flash hit through barrier?
Yes.
Yes.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I thought. So it's kind of lose-lose, right? He swings with triple strike. He runs the risk of getting Bardocked and his turn's over. He swings with the 3 cost. He runs the risk of getting his SCR Final Flashed.
Well, Bardock his turn. I mean, if he Bardocks here, he's gonna have to dump quite a bit in hand to not eat.
Yeah,
3
he
damage.
had 3. He had
Correct.
3 supers. It's the first swing, so he'll get leader draw. I wouldn't be that upset about it if he knows he's going into a big turn.
Well,
For
you
sure.
would Final Flash. If you Bardock here, you would. Oh, you can't do both. That's
He's out.
the
No,
issue.
you
Right.
cannot. He only has 1 energy.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
tell.
But he does have the 18 effect that he can use to pump his leader up. But I don't even think Pope is upset about this, if we're being honest here, because he still gets to push the damage. Hey, the
Yeah.
Broly effect is live, and he's going to burn a lot of Evan's hand here.
Yep, and
I
since
think
it's
the
not
mistake here-
Bardock too, that means his turn's not over. He can still swing with leader in the 3 cost.
And there's dual attack, right? Let's not forget that the SCR can swing twice here. So unless
Very
Evan
true.
does something about that, he still gets the 2 swings. I mean, either way, he still gets 2 swings, right? So I'm surprised. Oh, okay.
I guess he can-
He used the 18. Yeah.
There is a line here where Evan could Final Flash, and then I believe dual attack restand. Does dual attack restand the Broly prior to if he combos the SSB Vegeta? Would the SSB Vegeta be able
yes.
to rest it?
Technically, yes.
Yes.
If
So
he
that's
has it, yes.
that's a
Except
line,
he gave barrier to his.
Well, it does gain
SCR.
barrier. It does gain barriers.
right?
That is
But
an
Final
Well, Final
Flash,
Flash-
Final
gets
Flash
rid of
would
the
get rid of
barrier.
it.
Right, that was my whole
Yeah.
premise.
Yeah.
So if he draws it, then he should be good. But
But
Can
he
happen.
didn't combo it here. I don't know if Pope knows his card restands. That it's something that he should be informed of.
unless he didn't actually give it dual attack, he might have targeted something else.
I can't imagine given the opportunity to.
Hey, I wouldn't either, but I've seen stranger things. Let's be honest, we're on a team with Raymond, and he does some out-of-pocket stuff.
Yeah, I was
I like
even
that
on
guy.
that
It
prior
wins.
turn.
It wins, but it's still weird.
I was surprised to see Evan use the Ape and the Racist Frieza there because that's kind of the out to the Bio Broly, right? You play the Ape, you rest the Ape, you negate the Bio Broly, and then you play the Frieza and move on.
I would imagine he's
Oh.
just banking
Hold
on
on.
drawing more of them, potentially.
Yeah.
I think he gave it to it. Hold on. They're kind of trying to figure out what's going on right now.
Let me unmute for a second.
Well, they're gonna have you muted, so chances you get through, it's gonna be a while.
So they're trying to discuss if at the end of the turn, if Broly would gain the skills back that it lost. But that's not how that works. But more importantly, his Broly SCR should restand if it had barrier. I mean, if it had dual attack.
If they need a judge, they can always draw a judge in the
But
Discord.
geez,
That's an option.
Shout out to judges. Those are some cool guys.
Dual attack already went pending, so even though you final flash it, it would still restand.
Yeah, that's actually.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, fellas. I unmuted the. Can you tell them to unmute me for a second?
Something else. They're actually worrying about something completely different, which also should be resolved.
Yeah.
They're questioning if the Broly would get the skills back after Evan passed his turn, even though it was final flash. But they're missing the more important thing about the dual attack still pending.
Correct. Unfortunately, I was muted and I didn't have a way to get him to unmute me, but
No,
luckily we have a judge that just arrived.
What happened? What happened? Okay. Yep. Nope. Nope. So the new ruling says that whenever you gain a skill and it gets removed, you cannot gain it back, no matter if it's like long. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Chino, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
The other issue is the Broly had dual attack, and he final flashed, and he didn't restand the Broly. The Broly SCR should be restood.
Oh yeah.
They don't know that.
Pope, you do get the restand on it because he's dual attack, right? It goes pending on swing on declaration, and it activates at the end. Yes, it's already pending. You cannot negate a pending skill unless it's hatch. I mean, petrification. That's the one that let it. Okay.
Cool. There you go. So they
Beautiful.
resolved
God
their
bless our
issue.
table, Judge. Appreciate you, brother. It looked like I guess even knowing that, Pope decided to keep the game state the same and saying that he had already passed and just Evan untapping here instead of trying to get another swing it maybe or not. Nope.
No,
he
yeah,
untapped.
it
was a quick untap. Yeah. Which is fair.
So here,
I respect it.
So we see the redhead here. So we see Goku resting it, and then redhead coming in from the Z energy, being able to pop that SCR. So yeah, correct, Governor. Release from evil would also keep it rested because of the text. Yes. Okay. I wonder how much more. I mean, Evan has to keep in mind that he does have the +5 combo, so I'm sure he is understanding that a lot of these swings won't be that impactful. We do see a dance, and I mean, again, we see if that dance matters. We know he has the multiple awakenings, so maybe this is a good time. But he does have the +5 combo, so it's also maybe not a good time to swing into that. But he's also floodgate light, correct? After losing, he still has Bardock, but he did lose the Nimbus.
That's very true. He might be feeling a little bit of pressure and just wanting to swing in and see how much damage he can try to push. At least get cards up his hand. But I don't have an issue with this E-Dance per se. It's just, taxes Z energy as much as possible because, like you said, he does have multiple awakenings. So you don't want that to be able to freely attack as many times as it wants.
Will is back. Chat, Will is back. Honestly, I would have ripped the final flash, make him Nimbus Bardock on the ultimate swing. If he's Nimbuses, he doesn't have another hard negate, so you could swing 40k and get more hand from his hand. That's also fair, right? Take away the thing
Very
that
true.
takes away the triple, and Nimbus only stops the one. He still gets the one more swing regardless, and he doesn't have a hard negate to stop that. Yeah, for sure. Definitely value in that line. Evan did what he could do best to kind of get through that turn, and kind of unscathed. So maybe it is just kind of put more pressure, tax his hand a little bit more. So definitely not a bad play line there, Sonny.
Yeah, this Broly deck is very good, but as we've discovered, the hand size can get pretty decent, but usually it's not as big as you think. It feels large because every card is more or less replacing itself, and you're seeing the leader pitch one, draw two. By the end of the day, it usually sticks around maybe 11, 12 cards at most, unless they take a bunch of life. But
Right. Oh my god. They're now currently trying to figure out. Well, Evan was under the assumption that the leader's skill would be negated of the additional combo. Pope explained it to him that it's a blanket effect, floating effect. But they did resolve that.
I mean, regardless, he was playing the redhead to kill the Broly, so no harm done here for the game state.
So we say swing here at the battle card. Evan just trying to keep the board clear, especially probably thinking to himself, I'm going to play Bardock Floodgate next turn, which, as Bobby had alluded to, is pretty strong at potentially ending the turn unless Pope is willing to pop his energy to continue swinging.
I feel at this point, Pope would probably be more than happy to start popping energy to continue his swings, especially having seen Evan's hand. It might have changed a little bit after some combos and draws, but he was very negate light. And if he ever taps out, I don't see why he would stop.
I agree.
Well,
Curious to see what Patty decides is the best line here.
for sure. Right. I'm sure we'll see the Bardock Floodgate, so we got to kind of see that ideology fleshed out here in a few minutes if
Sure.
he does Bardock.
I would probably push a big swing first if he has. Oh wait, he can't because of that 3-drop. Yeah, maybe the like quintuple attacker might be really nice in this scenario. You can get rid of the 3 cost through the activate main so that you continue to pressure the leader.
Yeah, this Broly deck has plenty of ways to remove cards on play, so he should be pretty safe.
And there it is.
So here it is. Yep, red multiple awakenings. So he said mine's not limited yet. So I know this is okay.
Interesting.
He did draw a Floodgate.
See,
All right.
now for this one, I'm not sure I'm jazzed about this one because he does have that Z extra. He can just rest if he wants to. I feel like he doesn't care about resting another energy as well, or even just maybe as far as leader if he really just wants a big swing. But I guess we'll see.
Well, the issue here is that this is not a double strike swing, right? So you swing, they'll swing 30, he'll rest. That's fine. He's still sitting at 4 life. If Pope doesn't put any combo in there between those super combos and the redraws of the leader, he can get out of that first 30k swing pretty efficiently. He can even probably afford to go down to about 32 life here.
This Broly will clear this blocker and more than likely clear the redhead, of course, and just go to town on a couple swings. First swing, rest of the Z card, of course, I would imagine, and then see how Evan reacts and go from there.
So Sonny pointed out something.
To bait out maybe one more floodgate here.
For sure. Sonny pointed out.
Willing.
Honestly, I'm surprised Will hasn't tucked some Brolys under his leader for double draws. U7 draws too much not to. It also helps with swinging through yellow floods, for sure. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's Pope Patty is the person playing Broly. Will is just also here commentating with us.
I was about to ask Pope's actual name, Will. I wasn't sure. So I don't want to correct anything. I don't want to.
You are not wrong, Sonny.
Will is in the peanut gallery today. Hello, everybody.
And Will is here. Sorry you guys couldn't hear us introduce him earlier. But you are not wrong doing that with the tucking under the leader. Most of, if not all of Yellow's floodgates do not affect the leader. And that's still having access to being able to still swing there and draw that double draw.
So he just went ahead and cleared his whole board, which is fair.
Now here you give
Yeah,
leader.
when you have things like yellow concept rare that are in this game, like that's the only option. You have to use those effects while you have them.
Correct.
I
Yeah, it
think
would
the
be
same
nice to
thing
see
happened
him.
with me and Dalby yesterday. I had to use all of them first, and then what do you know? He got rid of my card. You know, in the very first swing that I swung with it.
Surprise.
Surprise. Yeah, no, I agree. If he has the Jaguars Ireland here, this would be the perfect time, especially under the Vegito floodgate, to kind of come out and see 4 new cards, essentially, right?
Well, not even
dual
that.
attack later.
Bubby made another good point, just to give the leader dual attack instead of targeting his 8-drop, so he can get 2 free swings and just pump it up as much as he wants, basically.
Right.
Yep.
And then get an 8-drop swing as well, and just resting the Z card for one of these last swings.
We see him. That's right.
Looks like Patty's gonna try to get a hard negate out of Evan's hand right here by swinging the double strike instead of the single.
But it seems he's going for the battle card swing, which is double strike. But he does have to rest. I assume he did already an energy.
Hey,
Or...
rest the
Yeah,
Z card.
he
rest
rests
the Z card.
the extra.
He did rest his Z. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading chat.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world here, if this double strike goes through, then he's in demonic playtime range. And
Evan's doing
I
a
can't
little-
tell if that dice means he gave barrier to the.
I believe he gave
attacker.
dual attack barrier to the 8-drop for that die, unless it's marking how many cards under it. Which
They're both 8-drops.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. We got the Nimbus out his hand. Wow, he drew into Vegito Flood and Nimbus in that turn cycle. So it's pretty impressive there.
Very good.
Yep.
But that
That
is
draws a
2
lot.
very important cards down, though.
But this is one of those moments where you just wish that Pope understood, or maybe he just didn't know if he does have the card of the Jaguar Ireland under the leader, being able to give it the dual attack, because then it would have just kind of nullified the Nimbus and the Vegito Floodgate this turn.
Yeah, I think he just pitched Jaguar right there, so maybe he's not
Yeah,
aware
so
of
he-
that interaction.
Yep. Come on, Will. You're supposed to be his guidance in this game called life. So
I'm trying, man.
This is also a tough spot.
Patty's a proud
for
father these
Broly.
days.
Broly's got to push damage here because there's 2 minutes left in the round, and you know that U7 can build quite the board. And if they stay at a tied life total, it's going to be hard for Broly to win in
Right.
time with only three cards in the battle area. So
Well,
if Evan's aware of that, he should be able to build a board. And
Pope has been
Burn
slowly
time.
working Evan's hand and ripping negates left and right. So I can only imagine how many Evan actually has left. And like we said before, later the game goes, the Vegito Flood and the Bardock Flood are just not at a premium anymore, like Flying Nimbus, which we know there's at least 2 in his drop now.
Or I think he used one on turn 2 as well. So
Well, and then there's
three.
and then we'll be 3, and hopefully for Evan's sake, he has the 4th one.
well, Evan gets his turn here, 5, leads with the Janemba. I do wonder which SCR he's playing.
Well, if you've been paying attention, almost every other day, once a week, he would be posting about his God Rare Victory Strike. If it's
I wonder
still
what-
in the deck,
Mhm.
but I
I
imagine
wonder
it
what
would be.
SCR he's playing. Yep, I stand on. Yep.
Okay.
um,
He's very, very proud of that card.
now we're tied with cards in the battle area.
I think,
You
does Evan
assume-
have to tap 3 energy there?
That is
He only
true.
tapped 2.
And to be and Bob and in Pope's defense, Bobby, the Red Broly deck, if he even just gets the turn back for all but 30 seconds or less, he can clear Evan's board quite easily with just the Bio Broly or just playing another 8-drop, just negging everything off the board. So I'm not
He's
sure
not
how much
getting the-
to play.
He's not
Is
getting
it-
turned back.
If he
Is
doesn't
it-
need a lot of time, he just needs the 30 seconds at best. I'm sure
Is
Pope
it
can
2
clutch it
minutes?
out.
Is it 2 minutes left in the round or 2 minutes in overtime?
Overtime. We are currently 8
Oh.
seconds left. I'm not sure how closely they're watching the clock here, but as long as Evan plays a battle card in these next 5 seconds, he'll win. I don't know what happens. Shino's here to
He's
call time, so
He is opting to swing. I don't think they were aware that they were.
Guys, that's time in overtime. That's time in overtime. So
we're gonna do it now.
we have both got 4 life. Both of y'all got one thing in the battle area. Now you
Well,
go check how many
We
cards.
have to
in
finish
deck.
the swing,
They
right?
have to finish the
Middle
swing.
swing. Yeah, go ahead. Middle swing. Go ahead.
Finish the swing first.
Yeah.
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 So dump it, baby.
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing too many supers come out of Patty's hand. We know Evan, I think, has 2 more in there.
This
You
is
can combo
unfortunate.
2 cards for free.
Evan could have easily won this just by playing a battle card. Obviously, he was not playing for time. Just not being aware that he was in overtime.
Only comboing
Not
2.
clear.
Doesn't want to change his hand size too much.
Did
He
he
has
only
super
play
combos.
2 for number? Does he have?
He does not have super combos. This might be gaming.
Wow. That would have been a rough turn for Patty.
That would be the turn to use this. Well, I guess you can't use the Z extra in time, right? Because then you just lose. So
Yeah. You check. Yeah. The deck first, and then hand.
Did he not dump on the swing here, or we just?
and you are right, Will. Evan should have 3 energy tap.
Yeah, so I caught that.
So Patty won because he had 11 cards in deck.
Why?
It goes life, battle area, cards, and deck is the third.
Yeah.
How many
The
cards did
tiebreaker-
Evan have?
10. Evan had 10 cards in deck, and Patty had 11. So
Look
Patty
at these
got it.
handsome gentlemen.
Oh, we knew it.
Yep. He really wanted to play it.
Alright.
Yeah, I think he just learned about our locals, so he might be back.
All right, guys.
right.
That's round
Move on.
3.
2.
All right.
Definitely will. I'm gonna send you guys over to the be right back screen. We'll definitely see you guys in the next round. That was an interesting watch for sure. Obviously,
Yeah,
Evan had that in
everything's good.
time. It does suck. Yeah, that is very
Everything's good.
unfortunate. But
At 7:30.
Thanks
So-
for having me
No problem.
on this one.
All right.
damn, didn't know Z extras count to the board count. Yeah. I'm sorry. We learn something new every day. So
Yeah, they made it a circle. Before it was like at the beginning, it was life, board, hand, deck. Then they changed it in the rule manual that is around. You gotta go life, board, deck, hand. And then if everything is tied up,
Don't go live yet.
One. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
I was gonna say now go live.
Yeah, now go live. Yeah. We are back. We're round 3. A little bit. It kind of started before we can get the thing going, but well, technical difficulties that never happened. But here we do have Warp Jita versus Nameku. So a blast from the past, one might say.
But not so distant past.
Not so distant past, but that we would like to escape from. Very long meta, for sure. A long meta that seems to have not. You can kind of see the difference in power levels of these recent sets, right? With just how well these other decks are designed and how long their staying power has been over the last year.
Yeah, we just saw Evan U7 piloting yellow U7, and that deck has taken multiple hits on the ban list and restricted list, and it's still here. It's still a very strong deck.
Well,
so we have Jason here playing Red Vegeta. A change from his normal
Red
choice
Pan.
of Red Pan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Adam has been on Nameku for as long as I can remember. He's been playing this in every event we've had, so 2 very proficient players at what they're doing. And this is table 1, right? So this is the finals, I believe. We're close.
There might be one more round after this. I'm not sure. This might actually be the finals. It depends, because Pope Patty, I guess I can check and let you guys know right quick.
So Jason doing some board clearing here.
Leaderboard.
Using the leader effect to draw 2.
So this is not the last round.
Okay.
Patty had lost round 1, but he's currently the down pair. So if he wins, this will be the last round, right? Yes.
Well, I think we're looking for AJ and Bruh are playing on table 2. If they're both undefeated, then definitely another round. If one of them has a loss, then we're looking at potentially
I'm very
the end.
I don't even see AJ here, which is confusing. Oh, I do. Anthony Perez. Okay. I'm sorry. Pope's not the down pair. AJ's the down pair.
There you go. Okay.
That makes
So
more
if
sense.
AJ wins, well, does AJ have a loss?
Yes, AJ has a loss.
So if AJ wins, this is the last round. If his
Yep.
opponent stays undefeated, we'll have another one. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
So we have Adam going pretty hard here, pushing.
Yep. Being aggressive as he can. Warp
Jason.
Jita, my goat. Okay.
Jason does not have the Z extra set up yet, so even if he wanted to dance here with the marker, it wouldn't be very effective.
And we just see him playing cards and turning things sideways, putting that pressure on. This is the best time against Vegeta to do that. Attack some cards from their hand and get them as low as you can in life. If he has dormant, he could potentially tower out here and kind of keep the pressure going. Maybe he sets up his own Z extra, but he's definitely in a situation where he can just slam down the dormant potential and not have to worry about taking too much damage next turn. If Age is the down pair, this is likely the last round.
Well, that is
Confidence. I'll take.
Yes, I would be confident in our national champion to win, but I'm not sure.
Interesting play of the Jiro here to take the life, and then to bottom deck a token negate. Maybe he has another one. Seems he wants to just get to 4 to turn on his super combos.
Yeah, so this is a line that Raymond was using when we first started playing Nametu, just to get your token negate online right away, right? This allows you to go to 5 and be able to use that token negate to stop a couple attacks. You assume here that Jason probably has to spend some time setting up the Z extra to be able to defend with Dance. Or maybe opting to play Lightberia and just topo his opponent every turn. So we'll see. Either way, going to leave some energy open for defense, I would assume.
Right.
So taking out that Goku will punish you for removing it. Right, when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent, still choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO. So he only gets the Trunch cantrip there because the Goku blocker has barrier, but still a nice way to protect yourself. Vegeta can build bodies very efficiently from the warp, so you start dormanting every turn. You have Vegeta hitting you with Goku Black, warping your card. You can run out of cards fairly quickly. The longer this Unison bridges, the better it is for Adam. So we'll see how long it takes Jason to clear this if he's able.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much Jason really can do here to be aggressive this turn. We see the token negate as we predicted. Seems like maybe Adam just has a handful of supers, right? Just kind of trying to rush down to 4 because he essentially could have just stayed at 6, right? I do think Jason would have swung at him anyway, but I guess it's also to say, let me go to 5 so I can token negate to then try to have a better chance to protect my Unison.
Yeah, I think the whole goal is to make sure that the Unison bridges. So
right, and there's a lot of value there.
Seems like that's going to happen.
Yeah, leader's already swung. He's playing the Broly. Gets the kill, ignoring barrier. He's getting rid of that.
It's a barrier target, so he might have another way to remove the Vegeta.
And now he's swinging 30k at leader here.
Be interesting to see if Adam just opts to take it or if he uses some of his hand size here.
Probably gets his leader draw here and just takes it, most likely. Maybe he'll super since he went to 4. See some new cards to have more offense for next turn. We still, interestingly enough, do not see a Z extra or Z energy. So the dances are still not going to be live next turn. He's kind of covering his energy. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a black charge. So
Swing to the go-to here. This could be his opportunity to build that as the energy. Or, there you go. There's a card that does it for free.
there you go. But these 3 swings, though, it's interesting that he didn't swing the Broly at the Unison, right? He ends up getting it anyway off the board, which is impressive. I do think Adam wishes that he did not bottom deck that token negate, right? I think it'd have been worth right there to have that extra token negate go down to 3 just to guarantee the Unison bridges. But unfortunately, he chose to bottom deck that with the affected Jiro.
Yeah, Jason must have just felt that he was going to get that Unison regardless, so the 30k swing should he'd be wasting value to put 30 onto a 15k Unison. So
Yeah.
Just made the right read. Still does not have explosive dance set up here, though. I guess this could be a topo turn with 1 energy and the marker. So we'll see if that's the path we go here. And yeah,
There it is.
there you go.
Young Topo.
So that's not a card anybody really wants to push through. Now it is possible, I guess, if Adam could be playing the 1-drop hand control side deck 1-drop. And could swing and pitch that with Topo. I'm not typically it's the silver bullet for
Right.
the
Just
barrier.
Side note, real quick, we do have the person who's been hosting locals. Should be hosting locals almost every Tuesday for the most part. Another teammate, Randoms or Raymond, however you guys know him by. So I'm gonna say hi to the people real quick.
How's it going, people? Hope everything's well.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Maul, Bobby. Thanks for having me.
Hey, buddy.
No reason to set up dance when you don't have a copy in hand. Fair. So I think he was going, I'm going to play Topo no matter what here. So, but Topo's a good way to get your turn back as well, right? Nameku doesn't want to swing through it, especially while you're at 4 life. They're just going to be bleeding too many cards, and there's no way to just close out the game with that situation. So he does get his turn here. Maybe we'll see him set up that Z extra this turn to then be able to kind of transition to a more dance style type of flood game. But then how good is dance really in this matchup, right? Where it's all 20 and 30Ks in your hand anyway, 20 to 30, so you combo them and you can really kind of swing through dance. And we already see he has it set up with 2Z with the Solidarity and the Goku. So.
And you get to set up Z energy for free in the deck, right? You get to Z charge one of your cards. So
Yeah.
Nameku does do a good job of being able to push through dance.
Yeah, we know, Raymond, you're a really big fan of the Nameku deck. I know you were. We all tried to be fans of the Warp Vegeta deck, but never stuck.
Yeah, I like both of these decks. This is an interesting matchup, right? Now that Vegeta's awakened, it has a tough time recovering cards in hand. So green can take over, any green deck can start taking over with the uneasing card he just played. Because they can't really run through that every turn. It has nothing else to draw other than later. So I don't know how many cards Adam is right now, but that is going to sting. And he has to get through a Unison too. But he's
I wonder if the Unison bridge this time. Sorry.
To play around Dormant, he played the big Vegeta. Negged something off the board and then swung double strike, hoping that he would Dormant first. But Adam left 2 energy open, so he can mix and match there, right? I normally like to fire off on easing in this matchup, or Green versus Vegeta, because they're just all they do is play their cards from hand. A lot of their cards don't say draw anymore.
Yeah, that's the Reddit problem, right? Now the problem I kind of had with the deck too was like, yeah, you start with a 14, 15, sometimes even 16 card hand, right? But then none of your cards replace themselves, so you're just bleeding them, and you have to play them. They are the main points. The 4-drop you see over there in his warp at the top, the Goku on the board with barrier. None of those cards replace themselves, so eventually you start not having that 14, 15 card hand size.
So the best way to approach it is Jason, he started off with a big swing, paid the tax, and he's just going to make it even bigger. Every attack has to count.
Right.
If you're going to push through a floodgate. Look, he pushed the 1 damage at least. So that's got to feel good.
Right.
I was curious. I was curious to see if Jason was going to go the route. I know we saw Red Vegeta on stream at some point in the last week or two that was going into the Bio Broly path. So, because I mean, that is a generic red card that can get played in every red deck. I was curious to see if that was going to be the path, but this just seems to be classic Red Vegeta gameplay. No new cards or anything, right? Not to my knowledge yet. I haven't seen anything new.
Nothing that have stuck out to me yet. No. I wonder if there's anything in the new set. Maybe.
All right, so here comes the Vegito SCR.
Oh.
And hope he has a negate for this, because if not, that will be probably game.
That's a super combo. I'm happy Topo's getting the respect it deserves. Even the aggro deck like Vegeta can play a busted card like Topo.
Thanks a lot, Barrier.
I think
I actually hear that was Barrier's own original idea was to play Topo and Vegeta, so it's cool seeing that having ripple wave effects in the deck going after that since that. So,
all right, so moment of truth. Does Adam have a negate?
It would seem as if he doesn't, so we'll go into
not.
our combo. Yep.
It could be risky, right? Because what if he's playing the green ape and Jason dumps it here?
Take the risk. Take the risk.
Take the risk.
I don't think there's any way you play around the green ape.
A little low commitment swing, right? Like he doesn't have to make it a million.
I think you dump here for game.
Yeah, this is a wrap.
Brave Souls.
Okay, Brave Souls are slow. What are you doing? You gonna pass turn here after this?
You know I would.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh, shucks.
So I think he leaves this here at. This looks to be maybe 70.
40, 50, 60, 70. Yeah.
So we'll see. That's still a lot. If you don't have supers, you're in trouble.
70, 75,
It's gonna start
80.
the board. It's better to use the board over the hand.
It's better to just dump and win the game, but you know. There it is. It's happening. Thank you. Finally. There you go, Jason. Oh, 90.
He's about it. Oh, you had another Topo.
We're at 95. 95. Let's give us more. 95. I'll make it 100. And here comes the Ape SCR. Prove Raymond was right.
That would be a great moment on stream.
He added the new black chunks, but sadly bursted it off the leader at the beginning. It's an interesting choice because it lets you cut down on Goku Black and Vegeta because you can tutor for them. Yes.
Is there a way to take away triple strike and green? I think it is, right? But it costs, there's a Beerus, but it costs 2. So that's not possible.
Yeah, there's only out here is the combo out, and he has 1 super, so it's not looking too good for our hero. 50. 55. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
80. 80. Wow. If he had another super, he would have got out.
Very close. Yeah, I used 2, and he used 1 before, so he saw 3.
So we see he held on to some combo power there in hand. But oh good. Vegeta
I don't know.
Dusty.
I know that Black Trunks is cool, but in a red deck where you can't play it from the warp, it does aid in the consistency of Awakening for sure. If that was a problem.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I don't know how much it's doing for it. It is a nice combo piece for dance, right? You have to put that in your Z energy and use it. But other than that niche in the beginning, but I guess if you don't awaken, you know that you're really in trouble with the deck. So
right. Definitely interesting matchup there. I think he could have won either way, maybe if he had a negate for that triple striker. But we could see there that even then, there was so much more swings or pressure that Vegeta had. So Adam needed to line up a way to kill if he even got that turn back. So we don't know if he's playing for Topo or not, but another Topo definitely would have just ended the turn. Most likely.
Jason still choosing to play the Vegito SCR over maybe the new Broly SCR, which I think people will throw into every red deck as kind of the best in slot SCR, but a one energy triple strike that removes something and gets you back to super combo is still a very, very powerful ability. And if they don't have a negate, that's just a wrap.
Right. For sure.
With the bonus, put back 10 in this deck.
I'm gonna go hop over into the MPU stream, see if we can catch the end of that AJ game, see if maybe it was the final round or not. So 1 second.
They might not have us muted, so we can't commentate, but we can at least take a peek.
Correct. All right, testing. Hey guys, sorry. I just gave a whole speech, but basically, as you guys saw, AJ ended up winning, and he was the down pair. Therefore, he ends up ending the event early. We would have seen, so Jason Scott ends up winning the entire thing with Warp Jita. We would have been able to see a Warp Jita versus a Warp Jita versus Broly, but Jason Scott decided to not play Pan for some reason. So either way, here we are. Congrats to Jason Scott. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for chatting. Definitely, we appreciate the chats. Keeps us kind of going, knowing that someone else is here watching with us. Hopefully, we can catch you guys in locals next week. We do one every Tuesday. We do have another big event planned in about a week or two, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And hopefully, some of you guys in chat are able to play next week. Hopefully, we can also spectate one of your guys' games and commentate over that. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, definitely shout out to the squad and much love, peace and love from DMG. Enjoy the rest of you guys' night. We'll try to get you guys a deck profile, at least from AJ. I don't think we need to see 100th Warp Jita, since also because, as you see, Jason said that Pan is better. So good job, bud. But deuces.